Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Got some coffee on deck. I feel great. It's a beautiful Sunday.
Yes, sir. Amen. God
Spider-Man?
bless.
That's right. Well, Alan, did you want to go ahead and kick it over to our speaker for today? Allow him
Yes.
to introduce himself.
Yep, that's right. Miguel Perez.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing? My name is Miguel Perez. I'm 23 years young, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
I love that he said young. I feel like a lot of people, where you have the mentality that like once you get to a certain age, you're too old or you feel old. So,
You're never too old, bro. You're never too old. That's one thing I've ever heard, and I'm trying to stick by that. There's a lot of things that you can get done at a older age, and I feel like it's never too late to start something.
100%.
Never too late to learn. So.
No, absolutely.
I think
That's
it's interesting how even in my parents' age and how mom's in her 40s, my dad's early 50s. I still think they're extremely young.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like
sure.
the 30s are the new 20s, the 40s are the new 30s, and so on. And I strongly believe that because I know so many people right now, like at 30s, 40s, and they're like still working on their craft or, doing what they have to do. So, 23, 25, Adrian 23 as well. I
Mhm.
mean, we're early stage, so we still got a lot to go, a lot to learn. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely. But
but or go ahead, Adrian.
no, no, please.
So Miguel Perez, you tell us like what you do and what you enjoy to do as well. Give me a what do you do for work and then what do you do for fun?
Yeah, so basically for work, I'm in the construction industry, specifically in grading. By that I mean or my dad's business does house pads. We do driveway cuts, final grades, anything to do with the dirt, really. A unique thing about our business is that honestly, we do a little bit of everything. Whether companies need you to mow the lots down, which when the grass gets too high, or take a piece of concrete out, a sidewalk, driveway. Um, Honestly, anything that brings in income and we have the supplies to do it, we'll most likely take on. Now, personally, for fun, um, honestly, I've just been really invested in the gym as well. Recently started getting closer to God. I feel like that's a very important thing, and I would also say it's fun because just the emotions you get out of it is something that makes you feel so good inside emotionally. And I feel like that's a big part. In order to succeed in life, you have to have a higher up right beside you, at least, or feel them inside of you. And yeah, I also like to. I'm very active. I like to play soccer still. Um, Little things like that, man. Just to stay busy, stay in the straight line.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Man, I love that you said relationship with God because I think that's very, very important. Um, so just so I can break it down, to my understanding, grading with when you say it has to do with dirt, it's like you're setting the foundation and the basis for the homes, correct?
Yes, sir. We do that. Obviously, you start off by clearing your lot. A surveyor comes and puts stake 4 corner stakes on your lot, and basically he leaves it at a certain level. So we have to bring in the dirt and make sure that the pad gets done at that certain level that the city requires it to be.
And why grading? Like, what got you into that? What is it that brought your attention toward this industry? And like, why is it that you're pursuing it?
Well, to begin with, it's a family business. My dad started it about maybe 4 years ago. Um,
Wow.
yes, yes. So,
I did not think it was that. I thought it was a lot longer. It feels
oh,
like it's been a
I
longer. You
also
guys have been
thought
succeeding for such a good amount of
I
time.
also thought it was at least like 70 years, honestly.
I
no,
thought the
bro.
same.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years now. I would say that he he started it. We really never knew, especially me. Obviously, I was brand new. I was straight out of high school. going into this industry. Didn't know nothing. Started from the bottom, worked my way up to become an operator, and he knew how to use the machines, the skid steers, stuff like that. But what we both had to learn is how to do the jobs. So the thing is, every job is different. Even if you go for the same reason, for example, a final grade, when you get your when you get the property ready for final inspection, you have to have certain elevations on every part of the property that they give you, that the city requires, and we have to hit those elevations in order for the water to flow away from your property. So so when we first started, it's like, okay, we know how to work the machines. Now it's like another thing is, do we know how to work the dirt? Do we know how to spread the dirt, make it look nice? Um, and and I think that was one of the biggest things on having to learn all that. But with that comes like trial and error. Like there's a lot of times that we failed. There was a lot of times that we had to go back and fix something. But if anything, those were more of like learning experiences, because it's like, okay, we did it this way and it didn't turn out the right way. We have to change that up next time. And yeah, man, we've came a long way.
That's awesome, man.
Awesome.
I swear it feels like forever. That's awesome that it's only been so little and you guys are already doing so well.
Thank you,
Something I
man.
want to highlight that he mentioned is that, and I can definitely agree with because I've seen it and we've spoke previously. He says that they do a lot of things that as long as it brings in income and they have the resources to finish the job, they do it, right? That one time when I called you, you were like mowing the lawn. Remember?
Mhm.
You'll
Yeah,
do grade work, they'll do street sweeps, they'll do culverts, they'll do so I feel like it's interesting to be able to expand within the same being able to use the same resources for different things and just being able and it does not cap the potential of growth and of income for the company. So I think that's great. And also I think it's amazing to acknowledge the fact that, your dad started it, very hard worker, and you're just following his footsteps. And of course your dad is, he wants everything but the best for you. So I think it's great that you're doing that. And I feel like personally, I feel like I don't see many people do that. And I think it's very, very I think it's very important to do that because not only do you get a bond with your dad, but you also learn directly from him. And like I said, he wants nothing but the best for you. So I think it goes such a
right.
long way.
That's right.
Um,
Completely agree.
so
I wanted to ask, so you said that your dad started this business 3 years ago, and you kind of started off fresh. So, um, to say the least, you saw the birth of the company and you saw the growth within the 3 years. So, um, like, what was that experience like being in a family where there was a new business owner in the home? And if I'm not mistaken, was that like your primary source of income when you guys started your business, or did you guys have like still like side jobs to maintain things while things start to pick up? And really, w- how much have you grown? What was the experience of watching it grow? Um, and what is the vision for the company long term?
Yeah, so a little backstory for on my side. When we first started, I was maybe around 19, 20 years old. We that's when he bought his equipment. That's when he finally decided to risk his life savings into the business and say, you know what, I'm gonna use this as an investment.
Wow.
50-50. We could make it work or we learn, right? Because like I say, I don't think there's failure in life. It's more of a learning experience that we go through. With that being said, I was around 19, 20 years old, and I was still serving at the time. I used to be a server, and during the mornings, I would be off. So if we had little side jobs like that, we would go and do them because we didn't have full-time work at that time yet. Um, so we couldn't leave our main jobs to focus on the business. And then eventually, word of mouth, meeting the right people. Um, Thankfully, if it wasn't for the people that helped us get into certain companies, like it would have been a little bit harder. But We made the right connections that have helped us get into companies. And I would say I was about 20 and a half when we finally started going full time. Um, and it was like I started noticing like change whenever we had so much work, and like for example we had so much work but not enough machines to do the work. So that's when my dad was like, all right, it's time to buy another machine, it's time to invest in another machine. And we took that risk as well. And with another machine coming into the business, that kind of also means you need more work, like you need work for both machines. And like I said, I started from the bottom. I started from shoveling, from doing all the labor work to one day my dad putting me in the machine and just like setting me off, like it's like um you're on your own now. Like I remember he told me, he's like, all right, yeah, it's your turn to figure this out. Um there's this house pad that we had to build, and he's like, I don't care if you're here all day, but he's like, you're gonna complete this house pad. So it's like in the back of my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Like, I don't have the experience for this. Like, I know how to move the machine. One thing is moving the machine forwards, backwards, to the sides, but another thing is operating it, doing
Yeah.
certain movements to get the job done. So yeah, he threw me to the wolves and I had to figure it out. Um, but it's definitely came a long way. Um, it's definitely grew in a honestly in a bigger way that I've ever thought it was going to. I'm really happy for it. I definitely want the best for this company. The I see ourselves being bigger than we are now. Like for right now, it's just me and my dad keeping up with the work. But eventually, I do want to move into another type of like operations, whether it's me and my dad managing more of the job instead of actually doing the physical work. I feel like that's definitely our next goal, and I'm excited for the challenges that it has to bring.
That's huge. That's huge for sure. I really want to highlight two words that Miguel said, and I think that a lot of people can get from if they're starting out a new company or going out on their own endeavors, right? He used an investment and he took the risk. I feel like those are the two words that you need if you want to, start your company or do things out of the norm for a higher reward, like they're required, right? Adrian, we speak about it a lot where you want to invest in yourself. You want to, take a risk because that's where that's where you get extremely rewarded, and um there's no top, right? The sky's the limit is a
Right.
good thing. So
I agree.
Yeah, I think to some people business is not the best way or the easiest route or the most favorable, if you will. But you have to realize like when you go into a job, even before they met you, the salary for the position that you're going to fill, they know it way before they know you. So they're not paying you for what you're worth or for what value you can bring. They're paying you for the position and you just fill it. When it comes to business, like for example, Michael said with his dad, they have the ability to add as much value as they can tolerate to the marketplace. And the more value you add, the more you're compensated. So it gives them the opportunity to really scale at large and create their own value. So they're actually getting paid for the value they're bringing rather than just a simple position. So I think I wanted to highlight your dad. Like that's actually crazy. Like the conviction that he has, um, to be able to do that. Like no, not anyone will just do that. And that's why I think he's going to yield the massive return that he will, and is already doing because of all that risk that he took. I mean, that's a lot. That's a big statement to say. It's not easy to take a risk like that. Um, I had another question, but Alan, do you have a question that you wanted to shoot over?
oh, go ahead.
Okay, so when life can get in the way of the business, right? So what did it look like for your dad and yourself to kind of still maintain healthy relationships in both arenas, like of business and family, in life, and most importantly in each other. Because I know things can maybe get tough in between father and son, not because you guys have a not a good relationship, but because business can get in the way sometimes of things. Um, and if there's somebody else that's watching that's in a family business and can sometimes, maybe not in the same industry, but still have some type of like tough relationships in some aspect, like if the business is succeeding, their family life is hurting a little bit. And I think you guys have always had a great relationship and bond and experience, so I wanted to kind of get your mindset on what that looks like for you guys.
No, yeah, of course. Thankfully, me and my dad do have a good relationship. We definitely bump heads. We bump heads all the time, all the time. But the good thing about that is that we could bump heads right now, and in 5 minutes we're good. We're like if nothing happened. Like we might not even have to speak about it. We're just on that level where we understand each other, and we're like all right, we're good. We're good to go. Um, but I feel like what makes it easier for us to run a business is we have to have the same goal. Like my dad likes to tell me, whenever he sees I'm a little off or something, he'll just ask me. He's like, "What are you shooting at? What's your target? At the end of the day, what are you trying to reach?" And like that gets me thinking. It's like, we're trying to, we're trying to have a better life for the future. Be what are those words that you use, Adrian?
Financially free, financially
Financially free, exactly. So it's like as long as we have the same goal, then everything else should be put in place. So now we just run into a problem, we have to sit down and discuss it, like it's only me and him. We have to sit down and discuss it and find a solution. Um, and that's the thing. I think it comes with a business, like you have to find a solution for every problem. Like it's not, oh, it's okay, someone else will take care of it. Because the thing is, we're a small company. So if we don't do what we're supposed to do, it's going to be noticeable because it's only me and him. If we had a bigger company, then I feel like there would be less care and there would be people to blame. But even like with us, like every little thing is noticeable. So I feel like in a smaller company, little things are very, very noticeable. So we have to make sure that we do everything the correct way so that later on in the future it doesn't affect us.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I think it's a representation of your guys' character and who you are, which
Right.
no doubt in my mind that you guys are incredible people. So I already know that the work resembles that. Um, so, or sorry, Alan, did you have a question? I find it very fascinating, how you guys have only been in business for 3 years. Like that's because a lot of people are in that position and they're trying to make it to the next level. So I like to dive into that. But Alan, if you have a quick question or
no, nothing
okay.
else on my head right now.
So what was like the what's the biggest struggling point for most companies in their starting stages? Because like 3 years is great, but it's not that long in the long term, right? Because in the long term, you guys are trying to you are building an empire, and that starts through multiple relationships and actual connections through a long period of time. So like what did your guys' emotions look like in the beginning? Like, were you guys very like, because I know you said you started to get a stronger relationship with God, but I think in a certain position you might need a lot of faith when you're starting off and like have some type of execution. So in the beginning stages, what was your guys' execution look like? Because anybody can say, "Oh, we're gonna do a good job on this job site," but if you don't have work to do on the job site, there's still work that comes behind all of that. So what did that like work look like as a starting business? Like, were you going out to networking events? Were you going out to to companies with suits and like introducing your company? Like, what did that look like to first get your name out there, which I think is probably the one of the hardest things to do as a new business.
It definitely is one of the hardest things because you have to look at it this way. This way. Sorry, my throat's a little messed up right
No,
now.
you're all good. I want to give a huge shout out to Michael. This man has strep throat, wasn't feeling too well, and he made a commitment to come on our podcast, and he followed through. So, just huge thank you for you waking up and being here today.
Of course,
Seriously.
man. Thank you. But no, like I was saying, you have to think about it this way. Like these bigger builder companies, they've been in the game for a good minute. I'm talking about years, maybe over 50 years. I'd like to say I'm just throwing a number out there. But and we were barely an upcoming company. Like we just decided, you know what, this is what we want to do and we're gonna go for it. So going to knock on their door and saying, "Hello, we're JP Tractor Services. We do this work," and dropping off our paperwork, you have to already think they already have all the people that they're using for to doing the work. So now the thing is, you have to make them trust you on why you're better than the people that they're already using for their work, right? And I think that's one of the hardest things. Obviously, you can start thinking like, oh, if you charge them less, they'll definitely give you the work. And it's maybe like, yeah, you probably could, but at the end of the day, am I going to make profit? Am I going to do at the end of the week? Am I gonna make ends meet? Everything like that all goes into play. Um, I would like to say, like I've said earlier today, that a lot of people that have been in the construction business helped us to get into certain companies and give us those connections that we need. If it wasn't for them, I don't think we would be where we're at today. Um, and once we made it into those companies, from there on, honestly, man, it was just word of mouth. Um, I
Sorry,
remember
can you
when,
just elaborate a little bit on what that means? Like when you say we get into these companies, like what does that mean? Because somebody watching may not know what it
right,
looks like to have some type of connection or, agreement like that.
what I mean by getting into these companies is like actually doing work for them. So, um, for example, the company that we work for now is called Lancy Homes. Um, that's one of the major builders that we work for. We do work for them, and when we finally got into them, I remember that we only had one subdivision,
Which means what?
which means a community of homes that are being built.
Gotcha.
So we only had one, and during that time, that company had five different grading companies that they would use throughout the Space Coast, and yeah, the Space Coast because they weren't in the Treasure Coast. So I remember, bro, there was a paper and it had all the lists of different subdivisions with the different grading companies that were in charge of that subdivisions. And by the end of the year, we had all the subdivisions to ourselves, meaning that we
Wow.
won the company's trust. We They liked the way we work and they ended up giving us all of their work. And if you think about it, that's really crazy. It's really crazy to me and it makes me really happy to that our work actually pays off, that our quality of work pays off because to have one grader for a pretty big company is a big thing, like and it's only me and my dad doing the work. So it's like we're taking a handful of work and getting it done by whenever they need it. And I think that's a really big thing, man. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, that should be something to be proud about, man. That, I mean, not only that, but you guys give your undivided attention to these companies because being a small business. I think that's a huge competitive edge that you guys have as far as customer service and things like that. So huge kudos
Right.
to you guys.
I think it's also great that whenever they hear JP Services, right, Lancy, you guys took ownership of a whole community. JP Services equals Miguel and your dad, right? Just the two of you. So
Yeah.
For
you've
now.
been to those jobs for now,
Right.
yes, of course. You've been to those jobs, and when they compliment, hey, that grade is really good. it's like you know that you took part in that, and it goes such a long way. It's definitely something to be very proud of. So, I have a question for you. In the construction industry and grading industry, what is a life lesson that you've learned along the way in that industry?
I would like to say not to leave anything last minute. Um, Reason why I say that is because again, I'm gonna go back to it. It's only me and my dad, for right now. Um, and if we do one little mess up, it reflects on us, right? So whenever there's a job coming, if there's a job being presented to us right across the street that same day when we're on the other house doing the job, if we have time to do it, get it done right away as well, right after. Um, Reason why is because our schedule is always changing, especially here in Florida. One day it could be raining. Um, and obviously you can't grade during the rain because dirt becomes mud and you can't really work in those kinds of conditions. So if you just attack things as they come, it'll definitely be easier in the future. So you won't have things building up and all that stress building up. Like I still have to get this done. I still have to get this done. I have all this work, but not the time. So if you attack things first, and I feel like that goes in life as well.
Yeah.
Say for example, you got to wake up and go to the gym in the morning. Actually, wake up and go get that done. So for the rest of the day, you have time for other things.
hmm So don't
And
procrastinate in a way. Like,
exactly, no
like don't
procrastination at
hold
all.
off on things. Get them done as soon if you can, and you're close by, or you're.
Yes,
That's a good
yes,
one.
for sure.
Man, that's awesome. I think this was very successful podcast or video, if you will. Um,
I
Not
say
only
so.
myself that I get a lot of value, and I don't even have a construction business, but I can only imagine someone who actually does that clicked on this video that wants to like learn from JP Services. I guess just to close out, unless you have any closing thoughts on, it, you can kick it off over to you after I say this. But um, for someone who's watching that actually plans on building a home or a company that could be watching that has their own projects, where can they reach JP Services for their services, or where can they actually get some of your guys' information to, potentially work with a great company like yourself?
So recently, I've actually been thinking of building or not building, sorry, of making an online website for our company. We've been blessed with a lot of our work coming from word of mouth, so we've really never publicized ourselves out there like that. um but if you're in the Treasure Coast area, Space Coast area, and you would like to if you would need some work done, you can contact me. My phone number, I can say my phone number on here.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with it.
I'm
If
not
not,
comfortable.
you could just they could just comment down below if you prefer that. But
Yes, please comment down below if you need some work done. I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable putting my
no, that's
phone.
cool. No, but I think there's a lot of people that are planning to actually start building and stuff like that. And
Yes,
I've seen your work firsthand. Like I've been at a construction site. I was like, doing some labor with JP Services. I was like a subcon. I'm kidding, but I saw some of the firsthand work because I was at a construction site once with Miguel. Miguel, I think I saved your life if I'm not mistaken. Because the tractor, I'm kidding. But yeah, if you guys need any assistance from JP Services, you can just comment down below. They'll gladly reach out and assist. Their work is truly incredible. So
thank you. Yes.
Awesome.
I would like to say if someone watching this video, if you're interested in grading work, I say go for it. It is definitely fun. I find it really fun. It's really satisfying as well how you come from nothing to something, It's like one of those things that you look back at and you feel accomplished, like you feel that satisfaction inside of you. I like to think of it almost like a video game, man. Like I'm just in that machine playing a game. Like that's what I feel like it is. And the big thing about it is that every day you're doing something different. It's not the same thing like where you clock in and you do the same thing over and over and over. Every single day is a different job. And I find that really, really cool because I never get bored, honestly. Like, yeah, there's some harder jobs that are more difficult than others, but that just makes your day go on by faster, makes you learn more things, and I think I think it's really fun, man. So if you guys are ever interested in and are offered a job like that, I would say take it and learn the most you can.
Awesome.
Awesome.
My closeout is just Miguel, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you guys.
Really appreciate your words, and we've definitely learned from you today. Um, and again, extremely grateful and blessed to be here, to be able to do something like this, post it up. Um, and yeah,
Hey man, shout out to you guys. I'm trying to get on your guys' level, living in a penthouse right now. I'm in the grass. I'm about to start mowing.
Yeah, man, come on over.
that fits perfectly to this, man.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, brother. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day. It's God's day today, so go get your service in.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
sir.
Thank
That's
you.
right.